Hi, good morning. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So every morning when I do these, I have a song that plays in my head, and I kind of have to sing it because my introduction starts out with hello, and it's just, y'all probably know what this song is. I'll see if I can look it up and put it in the description of the video, but it goes, hello, how are you? Have you been alright? Well, I'm lonely, 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 lonely night. Do do do. Boo, boo, doo, boo, boo, boo. Anyway, that's my little hello to you. I know that right now there are a lot of you that are extremely lonely. Um, this has been a really, really hard time for those of us who may have already been shut ins before the virus, and now we no longer have visitors that come to see us. I'm saying us because I don't know. I'm not. I'm not one of those people right this second. I have been in the past, and I just want you to know that that's one of the things I'm doing this is so that I can visit you in a way that I can be safe. Um, and I mean, I don't know what else to say about that except hello, how are you? Have you been alright? And I hope you're not so lonely right now. Okay, so I'm gonna stop being silly and singing. I'm trying to get this ohms on this card, but I don't really need to do that. We have a lot of little trinkets out today, so you have a lot of things to look at to pick your card. I have a new stone that I haven't used before. I have some little toys up here too. So go ahead and take all the time you need to pick your card. You can always pause the video if we get to the end of the morning thought and you still haven't thought of which stone or rock or card that you would like to turn over today. This is Olivia, in case you didn't know. This me. And I am the person that does tarot and coffee with Olivia.GoDaddySites.com. That's my web address. And you can book me there for private personal readings. And I will say that compared to this reading, it is far more personal, far more in depth, and much more, what's the word, detailed. This is just a one card drawing. For some of you, it's a four card drawing, and that's great. Um, and I like doing this for each of you every day. And honestly, when I go to bed at night, I think of you guys. I think of you guys in the daytime. You guys give me a reason to wake up in the mornings so that I can do this. Oh, and today, actually, this afternoon, I'm having oral surgery. So I'm going to try to film something in advance. It may not be a daily read, it may be a short meditation or something like that, but it may be a daily read. I'm doing it right after I do this. But anyway, so you'll have something for tomorrow while I'm recovering. Um, so just always remember that you are the master of your own universe. You are the master of your own destiny. You are a powerful person, especially when it comes to your own life and how you want to live it. So I want you to know that, except when it isn't. Sometimes we lose control. And things happen to us, circumstances that we can't control. That's when you need to let go and let God. I also want you to know that my intention here is never to scare, always enlighten. So if there's something that frightens you or something that is bothering you, I urge you to remember that these cards are a guide. It's a guided meditation. You have the power. So, take that and go with it, and never use this as, oh, I have to say this every day. I'm not sure what the laws are around it, but I do know that I do need to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes, this is for fun, this is for meditation, this is for feeling good. This is not a replacement for the good stuff. my favorite, which means it's not a replacement for therapy, it's not a replacement for your psychiatrist, it's not a replacement for your healthcare professional. Um, no, it isn't. As much as I would like it to be. Okay, so how do we do this? You take your time, you pick your toy or your stone, and I'll kind of show you and introduce you to those in a moment. Because first, I would like to do the thought of the day, and before that, I'd like to remind you to like this video, to share this video, to hit the notification button so that you know when these videos actually post. They post at different times every day. I do try to get them posted before 10 a.m. Um, oh, also, subscribe. I am so pleased at how many of you are subscribing. It's so exciting. I am almost to 50. Once I get to 100, I get a free, cool YouTube handle, and I am looking forward to that. And I don't have to have it. Um, what who I have here right now subscribing is perfectly wonderful, each of you, and I don't have to have more, but I would love to. So I'd love to get that handle too. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the thought of the day. And unfortunately, I forgot to write down um, where this quote came from, but it is by a woman, Marion Anderson. And she says, no matter how big a nation is, it is no stronger than its weakest people. And as long as you keep a person down, some part of you needs to be down there to hold him down. So it means you cannot soar as you might otherwise. Um, I almost want to read the other quote on there, but I'm saving it for the next recording. It's a good one. It's a really good one, too. This one is very good and very succinct. There was much more to the speech that I read that she wrote, and I really just wrote one of the more poignant things down. And I don't mean to trivialize or make anything smaller than what it is. I just want to give a little thought of the day, and that's what. So moving on. Let me get my little flashlight out here so that we can look at these toys and these stones. Okay, so first we have the Calcopyrite. I think I'm saying it right, and you can see how absolutely amazing that is. And then we have our little turtle, which we have not named yet, but he's a little cutie pie, he or she. And then we have the river rock or the Riverstone that has just this little sparkly flower on top. It's almost always here on this table. Here, you want to see it up close? It's a cute little. Actually, I think it was from a greeting card, a birthday card that my mom gave me. It had a woman on a bicycle and she had flowers. I have it here somewhere. She had flowers in the basket on her bike, and that came off of that card. Here we have the Howlite. And as someone told me before, and I hadn't seen it, but now I see it, this little guy has a little face, this little person, and there's its little mouth, and look at its happy little eyes. It's almost like a little baby face. And then we have our cute little green frog here. He's so cute. And then I call this the data point, or it looks like it's almost the size. It's like a little domino, but it's got this coloring on it. It's very interesting. Anyway, it reminds me of a chart. Something that you'd have to give to your boss as a presentation or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. This right here, isn't that beautiful? A lot of people said it was coal when I asked to identify, because coal looks a lot like this, but this is heavy. I'm going to need to go wash my hands. It may have a lot of lead in it. It is actually called Galena. That's what. And so that's what you're choosing from right now is the time that you can take to pause the video if you need a little more time to choose. And I see your turtles a little out of this outside the screen. But right now, what I'm going to do is turn over that first card that is back behind the Calcopyrite or Calcopyrite. So we have the Queen of Rods. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? I adore redheads. Y'all don't scare me. A lot of people are afraid of redheads traditionally. So this young, beautiful queen is the Queen of Rods, or staves. So she is a very confident person. She's a queen. The rods also are the club's sign. She is a mediator. She's one who helps others communicate with one another. With one another's. It's early, man. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 8. Okay, so here's the thing. When I drew her, she was also in the inverted position, which means watch your temper today. She can get really fiery. She's very sensitive. She gets her feelings hurt. Not easily, but she's teased a lot. So she does get her feelings hurt with that. So today I want you to watch your temper. Oh, what's going on here? I want you to watch your temper. I want you to remember how strong you are. If you have some feelings of jealousy that come up, that's human, that's normal. You don't need to act on them, okay? Feel them, feel jealousy. You don't need to even say anything about it if you don't feel the need. If you feel the need, yeah, go ahead, talk it out. I do want you to go ahead and feel those feelings and know they're human and not be ashamed of them. She is a very loving queen. And I guess that's really all I have to say about her right now. She is a practical person, and she is someone that, her sun sign is Leo. Does that give you a little idea of who she might be? So anyway, if you have this card today, feel your feelings, check your jealousy, not check it, feel it, check your temper. And now we're moving on to the river. Is that something? I don't know if that's something spilled on my rock. It is. It looks like a little piece of coffee. So we're going to move on to the little flower, the little pink flower, and the river stone, and the wasp, paper wasp nest, or whatever you call that. And we have the 5 of collards. You can already see that this card is a person who is feeling some regret, some sadness. This card sometimes, it's not the most bright card in the deck. It is the 5 of Cups, which is hearts. It does have to do with regret. It also has to do with failing royally. Which, remember, this is a card of the day. So if you have failed today, it's just today, guys, you know. Also, those of us who are old enough understand that sometimes failing gives us an experience of defeat that helps to temper us, helps us to work harder and work better and work stronger. I saw Mr. Rogers' quote yesterday. My friend Camelia posted it on her Facebook. And it went something like this. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have it in front of me. But it was Mr. Rogers, and he said, sometimes when we think we're at the very end of something, we're actually at the very beginning of something else. So remember this in your disappointment today, and whatever it is that is bringing you some sorrow, some spilled milk, some spilled cups there, a little bit of misfortune, or it just didn't work out the way you wanted. So if you have this card today, feel your feelings, but know that you can and will come back stronger and better. And that sometimes we need to gain the experience of defeat in order to work harder and stronger and better and more make a better thing, something that we're working on. So it seems to be like a difficult card today, but I really think that it is something that's important and not something to be too upset about. So then we're moving on to our Howlite with the little face and our little frog. And I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. It is, I think it's Preacher. Yeah, his name is Preacher. I do remember now. And we'll turn over your card. And whoops, I hope you didn't see. We have Strength. Now, she also was inverted today, which means she doesn't really have a dark side per se, but it does come with some warnings, and that is to kind of try to keep in check your carnal urges today. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe you're just feeling highly sexed. Maybe you have um, uh, some good things to say. I think that can be a really good thing. Let's see. But do be careful not to. I don't know. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about carnal urges. um, so we're just gonna leave that there, and we're gonna move on to the strength card. Okay, so the strength card has everything to do with strength. So, when I think of the word tenacious, I think of someone who will try again and again and again and again. And in order to gain strength, exercise is very important. As someone who will go back and exercise and go back and exercise. Strength is not just about physical strength, it's also about our our whole selves. So strength talks about courage, it talks about compassion, and it talks about understanding and resilience. So today is a day that you're going to need to show your strength and be strong. Um, so if you have this card today, I'd like you to reflect on a couple of things. Reflect on your carnal urges. Those are actually the words I wrote on the card. Lusty behavior. I don't know. That's not really the same thing, but also think about how you can lend your strength to others, and that is possibly one of the reasons you're going to need to be strong today is because somebody needs you to be strong for them. Now, our last but not least card under our Galena right here, which I need to go wash my hands soon after this. I do not want to. I guess I don't handle it a whole lot, but I certainly don't want to get the ill effects of what this rock might have. And then your little, I keep trying to think of your little chart. I love this. Isn't it just so cute? Okay, let's move on. And turn over your card. And your card is a Temptation. In other decks, this card is known as the Devil himself. So what are we talking about when we're talking about your day in temptation and we're talking about ego. We want to strip away our ego so that we can find God. We want God to help us destroy our ego. Okay, so what does that have to do with anything? Let's talk about addiction. Let's talk about what you're addicted to. We all have something, all of us. Find forgiveness. Look past the illusion. Look for the truth. We know what we're fighting. We know what addictions are we're fighting. So today, let's think about that. Let's think about how we fight them, how we get through them, how we allow them to be. So, like some of us accept our addictions. And by us, I mean you. No. No, I have a particular addiction that I nurture. It's not a terrible bad addiction, but it is something. It would behoove me to find more strength if I were to go ahead and let it go ahead and overcome it. That ends our reading for today, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and start on our reading for tomorrow because I will be out. I'm going to have dental surgery, so send me your sweet thoughts so that it's not a painful ordeal, that it's just something that I can heal from in a good amount of time. All right, thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day. I appreciate you. Bye.